So here it is, the one beer that I brewed. I want to pop it open here and give it a taste in just a second, but quickly I want to tell you about the brew. For this, I wanted to get 12 ounces as my final fermented beer amount. So I used 20 ounces of water, knowing that there would be a little bit of boil off. So I got that up to temperature, up to boiling, and then I put 3 tablespoons of malt extract. For that, I used this traditional dry dark malt extract, 3 heaping tablespoons of that. And then I added some fresh hops from my garden that I've had in the freezer available. It was about a 1/4 cup, maybe a little bit more. I wasn't too technical with all the measurements in here. This is just an experiment to see how it turns out. 15-minute boil. Pretty much after the hot break was over, I boiled for another minute or 2. I left it on the stove top to cool down for the day until it was at room temperature. And then for fermenting, I just put it in a water bottle. And then I put a paper towel over the top with a rubber band. I let that ferment for 2 weeks. I did see a nice fermentation for the yeast. I just used an ale yeast. I used about a 1/4 teaspoon, and that had a nice layer of krausen on there, so it did ferment well. 2 weeks, and then I bottled it and conditioned it for an additional 3 weeks. So here we are at 3 weeks of conditioning, and I'm eager to crack it open, give it a taste, and see how this experiment turned out. So without any other delay, let's go ahead and crack this open and give it a taste. So let's go ahead and pop this open. Hopefully we'll get a nice hiss. Yeah, you got a little hiss. There we go. Now let's pour it. Look at that. All right, so there we go. Maybe we've got a little eager on the pour there. We've got a nice head on that. What do you want, 2 fingers? Yeah, that's about 2 fingers worth. So right away, it smells fine. Okay, so how am I gonna how am I gonna drink this? Oh man, I should not be a bartender. Look at that. So there we go. It tastes fine. It's like a beer milkshake. So, excuse me. Okay, not bad. Actually, turned out pretty good. Let me give it another taste here before I give you my full opinion on it. Actually, it tastes pretty good. I think it could condition for a little bit longer. It tastes a little young. However, I'm actually impressed with how it turned out. It could use some other flavors. I think as a smash beer, single malt and single hop, it's got a good base. However, I feel like it could have a little bit more of a dimension to it. Overall, I'm happy with how it turned out, but look at that. That's it's darker than I thought it would turn out. I didn't expect it to turn out this dark. And honestly, it's got a nice malt finish on it. It's very dark and roasted. Absolutely. Now that I've got a little bit more of it, I'm enjoying it. And actually, this was a really cool experiment. It was really easy to do. I mean, 10-15 minutes in the morning, crank it out, get you a beer, and then really didn't have to make a huge mess. The only thing that I'm going to do different next time is I'm going to do a swing top bottle. Instead of a traditional bottle, I'll do a swing top, because that way it's going to eliminate even more steps, and that is, of course, using the bottle capper and getting out some bottle caps. So that is the only thing that would have made this even easier. I am actually pretty impressed with how it turned out. and then I'm just going to keep experimenting with brewing a single beer. I've gone from large batches to doing 2-gallon batches to now doing, 20 ounce to 12 ounce batches. This is the ultimate small batch and something that you could really craft, maybe take your time with, and really make something very unique, because it's just one. This is the only beer of its kind that exists like this, and I'm actually pretty impressed with how it turned out. Definitely going to do another experiment like this. I'll take more time recording everything and showing you the entire process. But for one beer, this is actually a pretty cool experiment. If you'd like to give it a try, I say go for it. Give it a try. See if you can brew a single beer. Let me know how it goes. Shoot me a message in the comments. If you like what I do, DIY, homebrew, around the house kind of stuff, feel free to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.